Okay, good. We'll go ahead and get started. We'd like to welcome world number 2, Jon Rahm, to the interview room here at the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday. Jon, making your 13th start of the PGA Tour season with 1 win, 5 top 10s. It has been an eventful last 2 years for you here at the Memorial Tournament, first with your win in 2020 and then the events of last year. Coming back this year, what reaction do you have when you arrive on site?
Not gonna lie, it was nice to be able to walk into the clubhouse this time and enjoy the little area they have for champions locker room. So that was fun. You know, a few flashbacks here and there, but besides that, it's all good vibes. You know, it's a golf course that I enjoy. It's a golf course that I like and I'm comfortable on. So hopefully, you know, I can do it a third year and keep playing good golf and give myself a chance on Sunday.
Great. With that, we'll start questions. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get mics. We'll start here, right here on the front right.
How you doing, Jon? You were on a roll. Oh, I'm sorry.
If you could please use the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You were on such a roll last year, and I remember standing there watching and thinking it was going to be a great Sunday. Coming back in this year, you know, I've already picked you to win. I think you're going to come in, you're going to take care of it. You ready to pick up for lost time where you lost? I mean, good feelings come back. Why is this course? Do you play it so well, do you think?
Honestly, I don't think there's any particular reason as to why I play good. You know, sometimes you're more comfortable in some places than others. I can tell you the first time I played here in 2017, I believe, for some reason I absolutely hated it. I didn't play good. I missed the cut. I think it was my first missed cut as a pro, and I was like, I'm done, never going back, right? And Adam, my caddy, kept telling me, man, I'm telling you, this place is great for you. You just need to learn how to, you know, certain holes and certain shots, and you'll be great for it. We came back, and I won. So, yeah, I mean, feelings changed. It's definitely a golf course where you got to learn a bit of the strategy, and you have to think your way around it, right? I think the first time I played it, I hit a lot of drivers constantly. The next times, not as many, right? Being on the fairway and positioning is very, very important. So I think I learned to play it, and it does favor obviously the better ball striker, right? You need to be able to control the flight of your golf ball, to control the flight of your tee shots, spin rate, pretty much everything, right? It's a challenge in every which way to get close to the pin, and I think it shows with the people that have had a great success, right? I mean, Patrick Cantley and Colin Morikawa, the other two that have played great the last few years, are two guys that have a lot of control over their golf balls. What to say about Tiger, obviously. So I think it's a combination of things in that sense. And then you add the fact that I like this type of greens. Bent grass is something I grew up on and I'm comfortable on as well. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things. But it's just a good tournament, and you know, I enjoy the challenge.
Jacob?
Jon, to go from here to then winning U.S. Open a couple weeks after, have you thought in the years since just how, I guess, insane emotionally those two kind of highs and lows were for you?
I mean, it wasn't really a low though. Yes, I walked off the course. I was told I couldn't play, and I was mad. Yeah, I was mad for about 10 minutes. Right, I allowed myself to be upset, but instantly my switch flipped, and I called my wife and I made sure that she was okay and our son was okay. Once I knew they were okay, I was in my little trailer, the little COVID hut we had, and me and my caddy were laughing. I mean, we ordered milkshakes and we were laughing at just the funny part of everything, right? I mean, you know, the fact that happened, that I had a 6-shot lead and it's gone, I can't even play, right? I mean, it's just the irony of all kind of made us laugh. But at that moment, I chose to just remember how good I had played. You know, I had played good golf all year that season, but it was the first time everything was clicking, and that was right before the thick of the season. So I felt nothing but comfortable and confident for the summer, and it really didn't. You know, I didn't let it slow me down, and I played great golf the rest of the summer up to the Ryder Cup. So I chose to just stay in the positive of things. And when I got home and I was dealing with COVID, I still stay hopeful, right? I mean, all the hard work I've done the previous months since I switched to Callaway, like, it doesn't just go like that, right? So I was confident when I stepped up at Torrey that I could get it done. And that's what I'm saying. It wasn't really a low. Besides the worrying part about the disease, obviously, I consider myself extremely lucky of how everything came out. Nobody was severely ill. Nobody had anything to really deal with that was dramatic, right? And I've heard stories of people that get in the ICUs and have effects afterwards. It takes them months to recover, and we didn't have to deal with any of that. So in that sense, I was extremely lucky.
Those type of withdrawals, that's not even possible now with the kind of updated policy of not mandatory testing, and everything is self-reported, right? Symptoms and all that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, we're getting tested every week. So if somebody around you tested positive.
Not now.
Well, not now. No, it's a little bit different now. I feel like, now you can have symptoms and keep it to yourself and nobody will know.
You'll be there Sunday then?
No, I'm still going to do the right thing. Still a global disease. And even though, a lot of us are vaccinated, you still got to do the right thing. Physical and personal well-being and health, it's always going to be more important than a golf tournament. And that's just a fact. It's just going to stay that way. So hopefully I don't have to think about it. But if it were to come, I think not only me, but everybody would do the right thing.
I know you say you were only mad for 10 minutes, but is a little part of you using that as motivation coming into this week to get back there and finish out on Sunday?
It's not like I get one more round. It's a whole new tournament. So I can't be playing, let's say, mad at what happened last year. Is it motivation? Yes. But, it's not much more added to what I already had. Unfortunately, last year I think it would have been, if I had won, I would have been the first one since Tiger to win back-to-back. So for that to happen, I'm going to have to win this year. So if I show up next year playing good again, I'm going to be able to do it. So I'll focus on that. There was a lot of things I was looking forward to last year. One of them was, tie-in or getting close to one of Tiger's scoring records here at the course. But again, the good thing about golf is there's always a next week and there's always a next year. So again, I have another chance this time.
Go back to Steve and then Cam.
John, you've had some, let's say, moments on the 16th hole, and that hole has been renovated many times over. You talked about strategy earlier. What is your strategy and how difficult is that hole?
Well, so the new redo makes it a lot easier than it used to be. But it all depends on the firmness on the greens, right? I mean, with the greens were as firm as they were in 2020, there wasn't much you could do. You had to hit it as high as possible and hope for the best and hope you got up and down from long, basically, if you didn't hit the green. Now, it's a little bit more doable. I mean, last year I had a lone birdie putt on Saturday. I had a hole-in-one on Saturday morning. It's a bit more accessible. Still a tough shot, right? You just got to be comfortable with the decision you make, right? I feel like you need to be decisive, choose a club, choose a shot, and stick to it. Because it's not a big target, right? It's a small green, water and bunkers around it. But unlike in the past, those up and downs are slightly easier than they have been. So it's not like it's a hole you're looking at to make birdie, but I'm pretty sure everybody in the field will take 4 pars and move on to 17.
And a little goofy one here. You mentioned it earlier. Do you remember the first time you had a milkshake here? And how good are they? And how many do you go through a week?
I don't get that many, and I know that a lot of people are going to look at me and be like, oh, he's definitely drinking 2 or 3 a day. I'm not. I would like to. I think the first one was an Oreo milkshake, and then I remember, I forgot what year it was. I posted it on social media, like, oh, what milkshake should I get? And I posted the menu, and everybody was mentioning the Buckeye. Now, being American, I had no clue what it was, and it was such a thing in Ohio. So I remember when me and Tony did that Workday charity thing on Wednesday against Graham McDowell and Ian Poulter. They brought us Buckeyes on the 18, and that was the first time I tried it. And I don't think I've changed from the Buckeye since. Now, I don't even get to 1 a day. I usually would do it today and tomorrow, but not always during the tournament days. Sunday for sure. But yeah, I mean, if you see me walking out with a couple, which it could happen, remember my wife is pregnant, right? So it's not always for me.
How good are they?
Extremely good. I mean, they do a really good job, right? Obviously, it's not like a chain, so they do, a couple for the players that are asking, and they can take their time, and they're really, really good. I mean, some of the best out there.
Cam Morfett.
Hey, John. So last year, obviously, your game was pretty elevated. Where are you now? You just won in Mexico pretty recently, and you'll be defending in a couple weeks here. Where's your game now as compared to next year? last year? Sorry.
No, yeah, it's good. It's in good shape. I feel like I personally feel like the swing, everything feels better than the scores have been reflecting. I think that's just a bit of the game sometimes. You know, you're not always going to play at your highest level all the time, and I'm not at my highest by any means, but I'm comfortable and confident that, you know, it could be getting better. Like I said earlier, last year, I think I had a lot of top 10s up until this point, but I wasn't feeling my best. I was just scoring really well and kind of sneaking in Sundays and finishing the top 10. And, you know, this week is where everything clicked. So, you know, any given day, things can get going very, very fast and, you know, have a really, really good stretch. So I'm not worried. I wouldn't say I'm at a lower level than I was last year. I think I'm more comfortable than I was last year. It's just, you know, things haven't really happened yet, but I'm playing good golf and I'm confident.
And then the country club, have you had much experience out there? It seems like it would be a pretty different course than Torrey Pines.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's very different to Torrey Pines. Aside from being in complete opposite sides of the country, my caddy Adam was up there. He went with his kids to watch the Red Sox game. They're big baseball fans, and he stopped around and he told me it's a great track. So all I've heard is great things about it. I know of the history of the country club, but I haven't seen it personally, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Back right to MK.
Hey, John. Two-part question. Did you watch the broadcast last Sunday? I mean, a year ago last Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, I said I would. I flew back home, and I watched it at home, yeah.
After everything that's transpired between that Sunday and where you are today, what would you say to yourself if you had something to tell yourself that Sunday?
Nothing. Nothing really. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to jinx myself, but I would tell myself if any second that I got a little frustrated, says, don't worry, you're going to win the U.S. Open. But besides that, nothing really. I mean, I watched it with a lot of grace. You know, I was having fun. I kind of tuned in, looking to see how close they got to 18 under, which is where I was at. Obviously, Sunday was a windy day, and it was a tough one. But I just wanted to watch. I'm a golf fan, right? And I wanted to see who was going to win. Like I said, there's no guarantee that I was going to, but I had a pretty good chance. So the only thing I've said in the past is don't give me the win. That's fine. But I am very comfortable I was going to be top 10. So at least give me a top 10 for the career stats. You know, not a WD, because I've never withdrawn of a tournament as a pro once it started, and I hate that. So at least the PGA Tour, if they're listening, just give me the top 10. You know, I think I would have shot 85 that day.
All right, John, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.